Good morning, gang, or wherever you are in the world. I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Hit 3,600. That's unbelievable to think that people want to listen to this content. You guys are amazing. Thank you, especially to any newcomers. So we're going to check out some relevant crypto news today. It's a Monday, so let's start off the week with some key insights, really. Why does this $19,000 Bitcoin reflect value right now for potential reaccumulation? I'm going to show you why, and it's just very simple indicators, nothing technical, and I think sometimes the most simple things should just always be the most effective in some sense. For example, just Google Trends, type in cryptocurrency, you can see the correlation between the price and the search volume of Bitcoin, and that's really a big indicator in itself, telling you when the bull and bear markets are present. So we can see 19.1k Bitcoin at the moment, guys. Ethereum at $1,000. Will we lose these key levels? Bitcoin keeps fighting 20k, but of course is losing it as it pugilistically dances around these very sensitive psychological levels. Really crazy to see. We can see lots of red in the market. Bit is down 10%, ETH is down 14%, ADA down 10%, but on the daily time frame for the market cap, we are getting consolidation at these particular levels. So will this be a transient phase, or will we see further movement to the downside? We don't truly know, but what I can tell you is there's a really nice tweet here from Into the Block, as we see small holders continue to aggressively accumulate Bitcoin. Addresses holding less than one Bitcoin have been added to their positions in 2022 at a remarkable pace. So since January the 1st, they added 113,884 total Bitcoins, which is pretty crazy. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. I will be sticking around through the bear market, so get yourself into that Discord as well whilst you're here. So what we're going to look at is the Bitcoin distribution history. This is what this chart looks like. We can see it tells us the breakdown of Bitcoin addresses and how much balance each address is holding. We can then see the percentage of addresses that have X amount of Bitcoin within them. For example, we can see the most popular two categories are these two, with wallets or addresses holding between 0.0001 and 0.001. The next most popular address is between 0.001 and 0.01. The rarest address, or the least amount of addresses holding X amount, would be the 100,000 to 1 million Bitcoins, and also the 10,000 to 100,000 Bitcoins. But why this is significant is because it actually tells us something. It tells us that the shrimp, the average investor like myself or you with normal life, normal salaries and things, is actually accumulating like crazy right now. We can see this by looking at the 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin addresses. We can see today there are 2.796 million addresses. If we zoom out a month ago, we can see that number decreases to 2.683 million. So already over 100,000 new addresses holding between 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin, meaning lots of new whole coiners are out there as well. We can also apply the same logic to the other address, the 0.01 to 0.1. So the 6.731 million right here, look at that number. And then look, a month ago there was 6.55 million. So this could suggest that a lot of the people holding 0.1 Bitcoin have now moved up into this category here. You can see, look, between 0.1 and 1%. 1 Bitcoin is 8.6 total addresses today. 1 month ago, that was 8.36%. So it shows you that the shrimps are slowly starting to grow their positions and move out these micro balance addresses, which is really key to see. And even looking at the 100 to 1,000 Bitcoins, let's have a look. 100 to 1,000, 13.678k addresses today, and a month ago there's a 13.761. So we've actually seen some movement there. That's interesting. I don't know if it's because whales have begun to shift into this category. We can see 2113 there. A month ago there was 2134. So it actually looks like the whales have moved some of their positions out. I don't know whether they've climbed up the ladder right here. It doesn't really look like it, but what it shows is that the sort of deviation, the middle class, shall we call it, are growing their positions, trying to pave their way to these big boy balances. You know, that's really crazy to see. What else have we got? We've got the Bitcoin address right here. This is the whale. This is one of the richest Bitcoin addresses. I believe it's ranked 6 at the moment in the space. We can see the inflows and outflows of what this address is doing, and I think it's important to follow the smart money sometimes. So here we see this particular address actually on the 30th of June 2022. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. This particular address on the 30th of June 2022 acquired another 601 bitcoins. They also did another acquisition here on the 2nd of July 2022, another 186 bitcoins added at 19.2k. And we can see this whole wallet is actually down 415 million right now. But is it stopping them from accumulating? Absolutely not. The last time they sold was over here in September. Is that September? Correct me if I'm wrong. No, is that June? Sorry, this whole American thing confuses me. That is June of 2022. Is the last time they sold some Bitcoin at an average value of $30,000 each. Then they started accumulating. Look, you can see they started accumulating all this Bitcoin around the $20,000 range. So they sold at this crazy level here of 30,000. You can see 983 million in profit. And that's helped them hedge against the losses. Now they're down 415 million. But what it shows us is this particular wallet holder, we don't know who it is, it's not an exchange, is accumulating Bitcoin today. And that's very significant because you want to follow the smart money in this sector. You don't want to be buying at the top. I mean, if we could somehow zoom out to this date here, October 2021, I'd love to see what this guy was doing. So let's actually just scroll all the way back right now. Here we go, October 2021. He was selling Bitcoin at $54,000. When did he also sell? He sold at $56,000 in October again. And really, they're the main selling positions. 1,500 Bitcoin went in November 2021. And again, we look at the date, November 2021. That's around this crazy area where we saw the capitulation following the peak of the bull market. So it's not really a coincidence that they're selling at these positions. Now, it does reflect you cannot time the top every time. You cannot time the bottom every time when accumulating. You just got to get close. And I think that's what's important with cryptocurrency, is trying to get close to the price levels that provide value. So anyway, let's crack on with some good news today. This week on Crypto Twitter, Bitcoin whales buy the dip, Nick Carter defends an investment, SBV memed as Atlas. So CEO Michael Sonnenschein says Grayscale is suing the SEC over the company's Bitcoin spot ETF application. Pretty crazy stuff. Bitcoin has been struggling for 3 weeks to stay above 20k. This week was no exception. The world's favorite cryptocurrency as of writing was hovering just above $19,000. Many Bitcoin maxis didn't appear too concerned. Others have been buying the dip, as we see. MicroStrategy has also bought the dip. Whale-sized Bitcoin hodler Michael Saylor announced another large Bitcoin purchase. We can see MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 480 Bitcoins, about $10 million at an average price of 20.8k. Pretty crazy. Now they have 129,000 total Bitcoin, which is absolutely crazy. Little comment from Peter Schiff: increasing your stake by less than 0.004% seems more than an attempt to influence the market by demonstrating your conviction to other investors. But if you're so sure Bitcoin is cheap, why not buy 100 million? You must think there's still a lot of downside left in this move. I think Peter Schiff is very much known for his negativity. Oh, that's good. Guys, I actually love to water down my orange juice. Like, this is obviously orange juice 100%, right? Just make sure you got half the bottle and then fill the rest with water. It's not too sweet, it just tastes right. Anyway, El Salvador authoritarian President Nayib Bukele also bought more Bitcoin, which should be no surprise to regular common readers. So they bought 80 Bitcoin at $19,000 each. Of course, it's not a significant amount. We can see this is the tweet right here from Nayib Bukele. And it's cool to see because other countries may follow in their footsteps. And I think that's critical. Just really critical. There's also a tweet here from Mission Bitcoin. Nick Carter selling out wasn't on my 2022 Bitcoin bingo card. Pretty crazy as well to see that. And I think at the moment, lots of investors are trying to spin the narrative once again. People do want to influence the market. I mean, it's true. It is what the social media and the narrative is for. It's what headlines are used for. It's to manipulate, create fear, create FUD when there is a strategy to do so. As Bitcoin crashes, data shows whales are buying the dip. Amid the ongoing crypto crash, on-chain data indicates that so-called Bitcoin whales have been quietly filling their bags, which is pretty good news, I would say. As the crypto winter bites deeper, on-chain metrics suggest that confidence among Bitcoin whales has far from waned. The leading cryptocurrency Currently trading under 20k, down 35% year to date, and down as much as 71% from its all-time high of about 69,000 in November last year. During massive sell-offs like this, many investors liquidate their positions. This, however, does not appear to be the case when it comes to those who hold more than 1,000 Bitcoin. See, they have a long-term strategy. Why would they be risking billions and billions if they thought there was no future for Bitcoin? That's what's so true. We can see wallets now holding over 1,000 Bitcoin balance is on the rise. And where the sharpest incline was during the bear phase of 2018 and 2021. So this data alone tells you exactly what the smart money is doing. They're accumulating within the bear markets, and you can see it become stagnant during the extreme greed and overbought phase of crypto, which makes sense. You see it again here. RSIs would be popping, social would be popping. Again here, social media, RSIs, the market sentiment is extreme greed. That's why you see this particular stagnancy here, where it just drops off because no one is accumulating more Bitcoin. I think that's extremely important to consider as well. Glassnode, small Bitcoiners with basically less than 1 Bitcoin have been adding to their balance at the most aggressive rate ever. Shrimps now hold 1.12 million Bitcoin in total, which is really, really nice to see. Shrimps holding less than 1 Bitcoin, basically. Shrimps are adding at 36.7k Bitcoin per month, which is 0.2% of the circulating supply and 1.3 times monthly issuance. This is really nice. It reflects what the normal people are doing. Got another tweet here. We should definitely take a look at this chart because why not? Bitcoin whale, now people holding over 1,000 Bitcoin net volume too from exchanges. This is also important to look at. We can see 2021 bull run. You see the distribution here. Whale net exchange withdrawals, 140k Bitcoin. You get to the peak again. It comes back down. So every time the RSI is low, or the actual selling pressure, as you see, the bottom out, that's where it comes back up. That's where it comes back up. So 8.69 million Bitcoin, which is pretty crazy right now. Very, very bullish on the future for Bitcoin. Try and use this data to take advantage of, guys. I mean, buying Bitcoin now is not really a bad idea. Not financial advice, of course. It's your money. But people like myself and just small investors should also be taking advantage of this, not just the rich people. If you want to grab crypto today, by the way, guys, use my link down in the description below as well. You get nice bonuses there. So what else is there? Bank for international settlements to allow banks to keep 1% of reserves in Bitcoin, which is pretty bullish news. Despite its skeptical approach to digital currencies exacerbated by recent cryptocurrency market crash, it looks like the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, intends to extend its hand to the new asset class by allowing banks to hold up to 1% of reserves in cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin. So basically, adoption for banks. Whilst we're talking about Bitcoin, let's hop into the price. We're looking at the weekly logarithmic regression band. We can see the RSI. Well, RSI low as ever. We're down to 25 on that weekly RSI. Pretty crazy stuff. 200 week moving average is red line. Of course, we lost it. COVID-19. We lost it following 2017 bull run. We're back below it now. We're bouncing off the logarithmic regression band. We haven't yet come into the green range. Now, if we did, it could take a while. But if we did, let's imagine the trajectory of this. It's still going to go up in value over time, but it does show that we could come back into this zone. It could take a year. We might still get a bounce. We might still get a bounce to $28,000, $29,000, $30,000 before seeing a rejection, before seeing another bounce, before seeing another rejection, which could take us into that particular range. Because these things take time. Bear markets take time. You don't just do this with the price. The price doesn't just go like relief bounce and then bang. It's a very slow process, and that's what the whales want it to be. They don't want it to be quick. They need time as well to accumulate as much crypto as possible so they can take advantage once again once things do get overheated and the market does another 10x, you know. It's just the way it works with crypto, I believe. Volume right now is looking okay. 20-day moving average, we've severely underextended on the weekly time frame. Again, buying on the overextension each time yields profit. So if you're underextended on this 20-day moving average, you want to be doing the same thing. Look, 20-day moving average, 20-day moving average, rise in price. One day you're going to be seeing a rise in price again, guys. It's just that simple. Data. It's just charts, it's just data, it's time, it's history. It's all things very relevant. So yeah, I'm not going to say what I think's going to happen to Bitcoin because short-term prediction right now, it's Is it really relevant? Maybe we will see a touchdown to $17,000 or $16,000. Maybe we'll get a bounce to 30,000. We're going to be chopping around this range for a while. It doesn't matter where we go, we're chopping, so make sure you just dollar cost average in on the oversold positions on the daily time frame. When you see the big red candles, I suppose, but it does state, if you do buy here, you see a big capitulation, it doesn't mean you won't see more downside. So just buy when it's right for you. Don't use all your capital. Capitalize maybe 2% of your overall capital in cryptocurrency when you feel comfortable to. There's no pressure around it. Bitcoin on the rainbow chart, what's going on? We can see we're back into that lovely blue zone. This is where I like to buy Bitcoin. I bought my first Bitcoin here. Boom. Thank you, COVID. No, not really. After COVID, it's a disaster. That was not a nice thing to say. But COVID did present a really, really nice undervaluation phase. Let's be real. We're back into this undervaluation zone. Will it present the same opportunity as then, as before here, and as all the way over here? Again, more to the reason as to why I believe it's such a good time to buy Bitcoin as well. Bit of Ethereum news. We're launching NFTs on Facebook. Excited to share what I've been working with the world. Pretty insane, because if NFTs launch on Facebook, well, we know that millions, if not billions of people use Facebook. And what do you need for an NFT to be minted? You need an Ethereum address. So that means Facebook are bullish on Ethereum. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just like the British government, they wanted to mint their own NFTs. Well, guess what? You got to hold Ethereum to do that. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, government. And thank you, everyone else that loves NFTs, because you need some Ethereum to do it, or some Solana, or whichever else ecosystem you're minting on. So that's really, really cool for global adoption. I love it because it's the same people that like so anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto. Yet when they want an NFT, well, guess what, bitch? You're going to have to use some crypto. Last bit of news today. Ethereum activates Grey Glacier hard fork. Merge likely in September. The planned hard fork passed without incident, bringing the blockchain's transition to proof of stake one step closer. Key takeaways. The hard fork pushed back the so-called difficulty bomb, which had been gradually slowing Ethereum block production, improving performance in the short term. The merge has not been scheduled, but the new timing of the difficulty bomb points to when Ethereum core developers think it will take effect, and they're saying around September this year, so it's been pushed back again. Kind of sucks, but it's nice to see the anticipation remain. People can hold the excitement, and now we can start seeing the true valuation of Ethereum. And that's about a wrap with the news today, guys. I hope you watched till the end. If you watched to the end, know what you do, just comment down below, I watched until the end, because that would actually make my day. And to think that you would spend 17 minutes of your life watching this, that would probably put a big smile on my face, to be honest. So yeah, do comment that. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe, like, hit a thumbs up. Make sure you get yourself into the Telegrams as well as my Discord channel, so you don't miss out on any crypto insights, news and trends. And also click down on the link below if you want to follow one of the greatest news pages, business2community.com. Big thanks from Jacob Cryptobury here. Stay crypto safe, guys. Have a great one. Peace.